Hello, welcome back to the channel, and some big news, or at least interesting news, coming out of Jacksonville, and that is that the Jaguars could be in a position where they're about to move, because, as I've got the notes here on the old clipboard, Timothy Gibbons of the Jacksonville Business Journal has noted via a University of North Florida poll that basically there is some hesitation from the people of Jacksonville when it comes to wanting to finance a new stadium, or not a new stadium, but renovations and upgrades to the stadium. It'll always be Everbank Field to me. I know it's TIAA Bank Field, but it'll always be Everbank to me, even though I'm not a Jags fan. But anyway, just some interesting notes that I've got here regarding it. So basically what they're wanting is they're looking for $2 billion. They're looking for $2 billion, or it's going to take $2 billion to renovate. Now, there's obviously been there were some problems. It was reported a couple of months ago that the Jaguars could be forced to move whilst it all goes up, and that's why Orlando was mentioned as a possible destination. Daytona, where the racing was noted as an option. Gainesville in Florida, as possible place for them to move. Well, big, because the mayor of Duval County basically came out and said he didn't see it being feasible. They could make the renovations and play at the same time, so they need to find somewhere temporary to move on. So that's one big issue. Second big issue is that more than half, and I've just sort of transcribed what the main details of the notes were, of the findings were here. So more than half of the people surveyed want the city to sell the stadium to the Jaguars instead of having the city money being paid for the renovation, to sell the stadium to the Jaguars and let them take on the whole thing from there. 6% say the city should 6%, so just 6% say that the city should give them the $1 billion that they need. Obviously, $1 billion from the city and $1 billion from their own pockets, as it were. But they're saying that the city, only 6% are saying the city should give it to them. 47% are saying no to spending $100 billion, even if it means losing the team. 47%, that's not an insignificant number, and 46% say the city should spend $1 billion if the alternative is the Jaguars relocating. Which, obviously, those last 2 points pertinent, because for what seems like a decade now, and at least since they signed the agreement to play in London once a year, and the continuing agreement, there has always been the talk of the Jaguars moving to London, because Shahid Khan owns Fulham, the team that I happen to support over there. He's obviously got business interest there. They're already playing once a year in London, so they're establishing their brand. This year they're playing 2 games. One of them is an away game, but it's still trying to build into that market. There's always been this talk about the Jaguars moving to London, and obviously with Roger Goodell saying in the past that maybe he'd want to have an international division, maybe this is one way to sort of go along the road. All I'm saying is, I still don't think the Jaguars are going to move just yet. I think they're still going to exhaust all the options they can. I remember when I did my thesis and my dissertation for my master's project, I remember speaking to someone with the Jaguars, and they basically told me that I'm paraphrasing a bit, but they want to keep football in Jacksonville, and I've sort of agreed to it. They clearly want to stay in Jacksonville. The money they are spending, or willing to spend, to revamp the whole area, and the money they're putting into it, they want to stay. But if they don't get it, I genuinely think this could be the first step to them moving away. It may not necessarily be to London. It may be, there's always been talks of whether or not St. Louis gets a team back after the Rams have left. There's always talks about maybe new markets sprouting up. Salt Lake City has been mentioned a couple of times. Portland gets its name. Maybe they go. This is me theoretically, but maybe they go to Oakland or whatever. There has been talk about them expanding or moving into new cities. Maybe they go to Mexico, or maybe they go to Toronto. All I'm saying is, if the Jaguars do not get the money that they are wanting from the city and from Duval County, this could very well be the first domino of them moving away from Jacksonville.